Okay, so here we are on episode 2 of, I have no idea what this podcast is called. And if you guys remember, we went through kind of a process with ChatGPT in the first episode, where we kind of just told it what we want to do, we want to create the show, and we kind of got our first, sort of structure or format, at least, of what we think the show will be and a few ideas. So the first episode was me working with ChatGPT to figure out the episode. And so we had this beautiful chat going on here. And so what I want to do is I want to make sure that throughout this content, you guys are also getting resources that you can use. So we're going to do a couple of things now. First of all, I want to take this chat that I had with ChatGPT and then get it to craft me a prompt. That prompt, I want to then share with you guys so you can then use this, but just insert your own, objectives or goals or wherever it is you're trying to create. And then maybe you can have a process like this with ChatGPT where it can help you, get this type of output and understand your idea as well. Because if you remember at the start, I just wrote this huge kind of big prompt. I don't want you guys having to do that. I want to kind of go through the work and then give you guys actionable tools and prompts that you guys can use as well. So we're going to create that prompt. Then you can see over here in Premiere Pro, I just kind of tightened up the edit for the first episode, added that Sam Altman clip in, and the rest of it was just super simple. I'm not doing any editing. The whole idea is that Screen Studio, which is a software I use, this one here, this kind of does all the editing for me. All the zooms and everything happens automatically as I'm recording with you guys right now. So that's why I love Screen Studio. And so I'll definitely check this out. And so that means that by the time I've actually hit stop on this recording I'm doing with you guys, I have one clean edit file ready to just upload to YouTube. And that makes shooting this content a lot easier. For example, right now it's 6:50 a.m. and my kids leave for school in 30 minutes. So it's funny because kids have been the bottleneck even yesterday. Remember, I had to pick them up. So I'm trying to make sure that you guys see how you can fit content and creating, your own format of something into just your life as it is and just go with whatever feels natural to you. Again, coming back to your principles in a 5-day sprint, which are leveraging your own skill sets, leveraging the things that make you unique, right? And this is my life. This is how it is. I can set up a camera, I can get recording first thing in the morning because I've been up since 5 a.m. I've prepared the kids for school. My wife is with them right now. I've been able to shower, get ready, and I've got 30 minutes to just bang out content, and we're going to do episode 2. So that's where we're at. Now, what's really important to me in episode 2 was that at this stage, you can see that the content has been uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if I go to content, the episode is here. It's uploaded right here. But the title, description, none of that has been done yet. It's just like, random old stuff. And what I want to do is I actually want to be able to take this content, it's unlisted right now, and work with ChatGPT to help me create the title, the description, and maybe even some ideas for the thumbnail. And I want to show you guys how I'd create timestamps and descriptions and all of this stuff that I think is very important to creating your own, output for YouTube. So this episode, we want to focus on taking the first episode's content and then working with AI to actually, which is our co-producer in this case, to actually create maybe the hook, the description, the timestamps, etc. from there. So hopefully I'll have some actionable prompts to give to you from that. So what we're going to do is, if we go into our chat that we had with ChatGPT, I'm going to say to it, we're now shooting episode 2. My screen is being recorded live as I chat to you. So maybe you can say hello to the audience. We want to use this episode to get assets, titles, description, timestamps, etc. ready to publish the first episode we shot. I have the first episode uploaded as unlisted on YouTube. I will share a transcript soon so we can start to figure that out. How does that sound? Cool. So let's just frame that first of all. I'm going to go into the, hey, yo, what's up? Episode 2, fam. Literally watching history get made, not with a bang, but with a screen share and some deep thinking. This is how we actually build in public. No fluff, no filter, just Omar, an AI co-producer, and a shared Google Drive full of ambition. Which is kind of a lie because it's not really Google Drive, but hey. Game plan for episode 2. Let's get episode 1 ready to go. You drop the transcript. I'll suggest killer YouTube titles, write an authentic description. Cool, that sounds good. So what I want to do is I actually want to just get you guys a prompt for the first episode. So before we do that, I want you to know that I'll be creating a Notion folder which will act as a resource for YouTube viewers. They will be able to subscribe to my newsletter on 5daysprint.beehive.com. So if you guys are watching this right now, if you go to 5daysprint.beehive.com and enter your email here, you'll get enrolled into my, let me just check this real quick. You'll get enrolled into my newsletter, my free newsletter, and then you should get an email that will give you kind of a Notion link. So I'm creating a Notion folder where I'll put these prompts, all the ones that you see in the episodes. I'll categorize them based on the episode and what they're about, but you'll be able to find these prompts in there. So go in here, enter your email, hit Learn AI, and then you'll get an email with a link to the Notion document that you guys can follow along with. So they will subscribe to my newsletter on 5daysprint.com. I'll put the link in the bio as well, in description, sorry. And upon signing up, they will receive a link to the Notion resource. The Notion resource will contain episode. We could say contain important things like prompts. They can copy and do this process themselves for their own project. So with that being said, take the initial convo, take the convo we had in episode 1 and write a prompt that can enable them to also work with AI to ideate their own ideas, etc. It needs to be general purpose, but allow them to have an output where they can hit the ground running. All right, cool. Let's see. So let's see if we can get a prompt and then, cool. Build my dream project with me. So use this to co-create an idea show series with an AI system from zero. It's time to bring, okay, so you're now my creative co-founder. So this is something I do very often, which is I'll go through a process with ChatGPT. I'll talk about this in my school community, and it's something that I share on my socials as well, which is very important, which is just speak to AI freely. So as you guys have seen in the first episode, I'm not trying to think of this perfect prompt. And I think sometimes we fall into that trap of trying to create this perfect prompt. What you want to do is just talk to it, and then once you feel like you've got an output you're happy with, ask it to write you the prompt so you then have it. And so as you guys can see, we now have a prompt that you guys can use. So you're now my creative co-founder and producer. I want to start a content project that feels deeply aligned with how I work, think and create, blah, 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 blah. Here's what I want from you. Ask me a series of questions. Based on my answers, I want you to. So this is some interesting kind of output it creates. So now you guys can take this prompt, copy it, and I'm going to put it in a Notion file that you can get from subscribing to the newsletter. And you can just drop it, just drop it into like a Claude or ChatGPT, and it will also then go through this process with you as well. So that's the first actionable thing that you guys can take away to start doing this yourself. Now what we want to do is we want to go into that first episode and let's see if we can come up with a title, description, and content from the transcript. And so what I want to figure out is how to actually get a transcript from YouTube. How do I get a transcript from a YouTube video on my channel? Description box. Ah. Show transcript. Where's the transcript? Oh, here. Okay, can I export this? Export YouTube video into. This YouTube is annoying. Let's say export YouTube video into SRT file. Okay. I just want to see if there's like a quick tool I can just use to whack my link in. An SRT file is basically a transcript file. So how to use, add subtitle for the YouTube and press enter. Subtitle.to. Okay. Okay. What was it saying? So before the HTTPS or inside. Okay, so subtitle.to /. I hate ads with all this crazy ads, man. Just give me what I'm asking for. What's going on? Oh, is it still generating or something? Okay, there. Okay, SRT. Cool. All right, so that might be it. All right, so let's go into our project now, ChatGPT, and let's drop this in. Where was it? Is it my folder here? Okay, so can you read this transcript file? All right, so now we've given it an SRT file. So you can just create an SRT file. If this works, what did I use? I did subtitle.to before the actual YouTube link. That's what it told me to do. So it said add subtitle.to. I feel like I'm just rushing a little bit because I have here subtitle.to before the YouTube link. So if you do that, then you get that SRT file the way you guys just saw me get that. Yeah, I feel like I'm rushing a bit because I've got to get the kids to school soon, but I really want to go through this too. All right, so it's got, there you go, it's got the transcript. So basically it has, I had my whole, what we're doing here is we want to think about ChatGPT as you have this phrase, which is your output is only as good as the input, meaning the more data we give it, the more input we give it, the better the output. So yes, I could ask it to give me a title and description based off just what we created in the first place through our chat. However, if I've created my episode, uploaded it to YouTube, then given it an SRT file before I've actually published it, because right now it's unlisted and private, it allows me some time, it allows me to give better context to ChatGPT to then actually, get it to read the script, understand what the content is about, which is really good at, and then give me more contextualized output. And so the titles and description should also be better as well. So cool. So working title options number 1. So episode 1, building an AI show from scratch, no plan, just curiosity. How I'm starting a YouTube show with nothing but ChatGPT and a camera. That's cool, man. What if an AI helped you produce an entire show behind the scenes of my new AI creator series? This is cool. Okay. In this first episode, I hit record with zero plan and a wild idea. What if I let an AI help me build an entire YouTube show from scratch? You'll watch this in real time, no polish, no fancy edits, just raw thinking, deep curiosity, and the start of something that could be huge. Want to build your own show or project with AI? Get access to my free Notion resource and prompt library when you sign up here. This series is for creators, founders, anyone curious. Great. Okay, so let's start here. So I'm just going to go and whack this in. And again, what I want to show you guys is that you can iterate with AI if you want. So I can always go back and change my description, make it better, learn from data. But right now, we just want to go live. We want this episode out there. I want you guys to be able to watch it. And I want to show you kind of, how possible it is just to do this yourself as well. So eventually what we'll do is we'll end up creating a prompt for writing titles, writing descriptions, writing timestamps. And I'll also share that prompt with you. So when I do episodes in the future, this whole process won't be a whole YouTube video. It will just be upload an SRT file with a prompt and we should just get the output. And so that should become a lot easier for us. So I like this. What I'm going to do is, okay, so it's also giving timestamps, which is great. So thumbnail, split face, you on one side, ChatGPT UI on the other side, text can air on the show. Nice. See, look at this. It's very interesting. I can just do this whole thing. Okay, I'm digging this. I love this angle. Give me some more options. Playing on curiosity and making someone want to click. Okay. Nails the vibe. It's so funny how it starts trying to talk like you. Okay, I'm definitely going to just grab this description and just whack it into my YouTube. Delete all this rubbish. Just chuck it in there. Cool. Let's just save that. And then, let's see. Yeah. Timestamps. I think we could just whack those in. Timestamps. Okay. So let's see the timestamps worked, because normally you can just whack those in like this and it should do the job. I think you might need, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Right, cool. So timestamps work, 2:15.
Regularly, because I think it's important to post regularly.
So what's good is like, this is also what I find really cool with the timestamp situation is, as long as it's laid out in a way where you literally have 0.00 at the start for the first timestamp, and then a dash, so literally this format here, and you just paste it in, all the sections are automatically created. So if you're wondering how you get these chapters, I used to think, by the way, that people would go in there and manually chop these things up, but they don't. It's just based on the timestamps, which is really smart. So if you're using ChatGPT with an SRT file, it understands what you're talking about. It breaks it down. So every single section here is based on kind of the actual content of the show, because it understands the transcript. So you kind of get like why it's important to give it the SRT file and the value of the content you get out. So it's literally making my life easier, which is what I'm trying to do. I don't want to be sitting there writing subtitles. Like, people actually hire people just to do these things, and you can just use ChatGPT. So cool. Now title. I let ChatGPT produce my YouTube show. Here's what happened. Building a YouTube show, ChatGPT, and zero plan. No script, no strategy, just ChatGPT. Just me, ChatGPT, and a camera. Can ChatGPT help me build a show from scratch? Starting a YouTube channel with AI as my co-host. This is what happens when you record before you're ready. Episode 1, no clue what I'm doing, but I hit record anyway. The Air Learner's YouTube show starts here. Okay, I hate these. I let ChatGPT produce my YouTube show. Here's what happened. That's interesting. Is that better than? Okay, let's see. I'll put some ideas in here. Building a chat. Oh, no. No script, no strategy, just me, ChatGPT, and a camera. Okay, I like these, I suppose. Let me see. How I'm starting a YouTube show with nothing but ChatGPT and a camera. Can I try this? Okay. I like the first one here the best, but it feels too long. I want to be able to mention ChatGPT and a camera. Zero plan also looks good. From scratch also feels good. How can we iterate? All right, so those are the things that stand out to me. Like, I like that it says ChatGPT and a camera, zero plans, from scratch. Like, these type of words, just again, like, I don't know what I'm trying to create. I'm not even really using my brain. I'm just going by the vibe of what I feel connects, and then I'm going to throw it back in. So let's distill those into something tighter but punchier. Cool. Starting a show with just ChatGPT and a camera. Building a show from scratch with ChatGPT and a camera. Can I build a show with just ChatGPT and a camera? ChatGPT, a camera, and zero plan. Let's start. Day 1, starting a show. I like the day 1 thing as well, actually, because that's like, but the episodes might not always be in days. Day 1, starting a show with ChatGPT and a zero plan. I like this kind of how I'm building a YouTube show with just ChatGPT. These are good, man. These are good. Maybe we need to A/B test some. My top records. If you want ultra clean, starting a show with just ChatGPT and a camera. Can I build a show with just ChatGPT and a camera? How about, can I, this, yeah, how about something like this YouTube video? ChatGPT co-produced. ChatGPT created this. Yeah, help me create this. ChatGPT helps me episode 1. Yeah, episode 1, ep 1. Help me. I'm creating a show, YouTube series with zero plan, just ChatGPT and a camera. Yeah, so ep 1, I'm starting a YouTube series, zero plan, just ChatGPT and a camera. Yeah, I like that. Episode 1, no plan, just ChatGPT and a camera and an idea. Building a YouTube show from scratch with ChatGPT and a camera. That's cool. So on 0, I hit record with no plan, just ChatGPT and a camera. Episode 1, launching a series, ChatGPT and a guest. That's cool. I hit record. Building a YouTube show from scratch with ChatGPT and a camera. This is also cool though. Okay, let's go with this one. So we don't get into analysis paralysis. Building a YouTube show from scratch with ChatGPT and a camera. Okay, cool. So now we have our title, description, and timestamps. So that's a good start. It's 7:12 a.m., which means I've got to leave in about 5 or 10 minutes to get the kids to school. But I think I'm pretty happy with that. So now that I've got that, the last thing for me to do is to create the thumbnail. So I'm going to ask ChatGPT, shoot me some more. Okay, so let's just say, cool, I went with shoot me a few thumbnail ideas now, and I'll mess around in Figma. If you think we can use ChatGPT image gen or Leonardo AI or something to do something cool too, let me know. All right, so now what I'll do is I'm gonna work on the thumbnail. So I can use Figma because I can already design it there. So maybe this thumbnail, I'll just create something simple in Figma. We'll have a look at the suggestions it comes up with. So the setup shot, authentic vibe, a real still or screen grab from your actual setup, you on camera, screen studio open, text, no plan, just build, split face concept, visual left side. So what I want to do over time actually is I want ChatGPT to also do its research and kind of figure out what works. And I actually remember there was this YouTube video that Colin and Samir did, let's search. Colin and Samir did a YouTube expert, this guy.
Therapy has always been...
He actually did something cool. So let's see if we can get subtitle .2.
You are responsible for...
So there was this video this guy they did with this guy that basically spoke about, he's like a master in YouTube optimization and getting views and all this type of stuff. So I wonder if I can just like throw in some context like that as well, and just see what happens. So, okay, real quick. Here's an SRT file from a Colin and Samir episode I really enjoyed. Can these insights make you a smarter co-producer? Because now what we're doing is, this is like, again, a curiosity I've just had top of my head, which is I've watched a YouTube video where these guys have put all this work in, talking to an expert creator who knows everything about YouTube. If we get the SRT file, technically we've got all of this guy's audio dump from the video as data, which we can use to make our co-producer smarter. So it's like I'm just giving it all of this information that this guy's had in seconds. So there you go, top tier insight. So now, let's see. So this is the insights it gets from the video. So co-produce takeaway, packaging content. Sometimes how we packaged it could be a difference between a couple million and 28 million for us. So now it gives us relatable insight. So even if the episode is raw, the title and thumbnail comment must tell a story. That's why your zero plan angle is so powerful. It's a hook and not a weakness. Specificity wins. Patty often highlights how specific numbers, challenges, and outcomes boost engagement. For us, instead of building a show, get specific in future episodes. Can I build a YouTube series in 5 days? Oh, that's cool. This workaround saved me 7 hours a week using AI to build a Notion system from scratch. I like that. Okay, cool. Story, a story in the thumbnail. Title draws them in. Thumbnail tells why to care. We evolve your thumbnails from static faces or tool logos to before, after scenes, problem solution visuals, emotional states. Before, after is cool as well. Brand channels fail because they dump, not tell stories. The ongoing narrative matters. Your show is not just about tools, it's about creator figuring out life with AI. That narrative arc is what makes it binge-worthy. Confidence in uploading comes from knowing the package is tight. I'll never be more confident uploading videos than I was with that one. I'll start giving you pre-published checklists. Is the title and emotion compelling? Does a YouTube... Cool. Would you like me to turn these into reasonable YouTube creator playbook page for your Notion resource as well? No, I actually want you to create some kind of MD file. So MD is like almost like a file, like when you're coding, you create like a file where you're just storing like information. So now I actually want to create some sort of MD file that will act as a running, memory bank for you, and just filled with important info. It doesn't have to be an MD file per se, just something you can keep updating and checking against in our chat. I also want you to store important training info like above into your memory bank. Essentially, I just want you to get smarter and smarter, and your suggestions to take into account all of these learnings. Cool. So now it's creating a document for me in ChatGPT, which is my YouTube show memory bank. So it talks about the audience. So these are all the things I've been through so far: the show philosophy, episode structure, non-negotiables, and I will hopefully keep these updated as well for us. So I want to keep going in and like re-editing this file as we go, which I think is interesting. So, cool. All right, cool. So let's start there. So that's cool. So we can also create a document. That's nice. So now we have this document that just stands there. Cool. I've created a persistent memory bank. I'll now reference all future value recognition, episode planning and packaging. Every insight, like tool decision can be added and involved here. Whenever you see something that stores in memory bank, amazing. I also want you to update the doc whenever you see fit, even if I forget. Cool. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to take now, because I've got to shoot, but what I want to do is I'm just going to say to it, what I want to do is, now taking into account this title and description and your thumbnail suggestions before the Colin and Samir insight, can you give me new suggestions for each? All right, so now let's see what it comes back with. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that. Hopefully by the time you watch episode 2, episode 1 will have had all the context in there that you will need to be able to understand the title, description, and thumbnail we went with. Cool, description. Let's see, refine thumbnail concepts, the 0 plan blueprint, the split print. Okay. So I'm gonna actually use one of these. So I'm gonna pick one, I'm gonna design it, and hopefully by the time you're watching episode 3 or watching this episode, you've seen exactly what the thumbnail looked like. But I've gotta go because I've got kids to get to school. This is super cool. We've been able to create a prompt, which is gonna be in the Notion file, which you can get from 5daysprint.beehive.com. Enter your email, I'll send it to you. And then you will be able to start a process like this yourself, like we did in episode 1. And now you've also seen how we get timestamps, title, descriptions, how we create a running document inside ChatGPT to keep store of our ideas as we're going, and also how we can take other YouTube content or other episodes out there, use an SRT file, and be able to actually brain dump that into ChatGPT and have that as context to give us a stronger output, whether it's for our own show and the descriptions and stuff we're creating, or in this case, using someone else's expert information to make our content better. So that's where we're at. That's where we're at. That's episode 2. I'm dropping my kids to school, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.